All right, Matt, thanks very much. Thank you. A reminder of tonight's main news. Football violence and racism exposed in Ukraine as England fans are warned to stay away from Euro 2012. It's only 6:30. Stay with us. It's time to join the BBC's news teams where you are. Goodbye.
Good evening. Welcome to Wales Today, live tonight from the Vaynol estate on the outskirts of Bangor, where we're all waiting the arrival of the Olympic flame.
The train took some of the strain as the journey continued north. Radio 1's Chris Miles did the honours in Aberystwyth.
It's great to see everybody coming out at ridiculous times of the day as well. So, and look, and it's a beautiful day. It's so much better here than Cardiff, isn't it?
The Olympic flame was given a warm welcome here in Caernarfon as it was carried past the castle and through the town. Well, it's on its way here tonight, and as you can see, thousands have come out to see it.
Good evening. Our other headlines tonight. A midwife is blamed for neglect after catastrophic mistakes led to the tragic death of baby Noah Tyler. We hear from his mother.
Basically, from the time we walked into the hospital, it just seemed that Noah didn't really have a chance.
And tributes to Army officer Stephen Healy from Cardiff, killed on patrol in Afghanistan.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Wales Today. The sun is shining in the shadow of Snowdonia as the Olympic flame prepares to end day 4 of its journey in Wales. Welcome to the Vaynol, a beautiful setting here tonight on the estate just outside Bangor. And as you can see, thousands of people are here tonight. Opera star Bryn Terfel, who knows this place very well, will be the final torchbearer of the day, and he will bring the flame into the park here, where it will be lit on the stage behind Thomas and I.
And it was due here in around 20 minutes or so, but I've just heard that the torch relay is running a few minutes early, so it'll be here in around a quarter of an hour or so. Of course, this is the culmination of another great day for the torch relay. 108 miles covered with 84 torchbearers taking part. It all started early doors in Aberystwyth, making its way up to North Wales, going through towns and villages including Tre Taliesin, Machynlleth, Pwllheli, Porthmadog, Cricieth, among others. And it'll be here pretty soon.
Well remembered. Well, of course, thousands are here to see it tonight, and thousands have been along the streets to welcome it. Cemlyn Davis now on day 4 of its journey in Wales.
It's been quite a week for Carwen Richards. Just a few days after turning 18, the Lampeter schoolgirl brought the Olympic torch to the top of Constitution Hill along the funicular railway. After a brief pause to enjoy the spectacular views, she was off again, heading for the seafront and the crowds. Despite the early start, the people of Aberystwyth turned out in force to watch the Olympic flame pass through the town for the second time in less than 24 hours. Having welcomed it last night, today it was time to wish it well as it began its journey northwards. Then, in the bright sunshine, there was a sprinkling of stardust as Radio 1 DJ Chris Miles got in on the act. His producer, Aled Hayden-Jones, comes from Aberystwyth.
It's just all the people out waving. It's really weird. People are waving at you carrying a big torch. But no, it's an honour. And to do it in my producer's hometown, it's very exciting.
At the National Library, the torch was handed to Bridget James. Since her daughter Elaine was born with congenital heart problems 2 years ago, Bridget's raised over £8,000 for various charities. An impromptu rendition of Hen Wlad Fy Nhadau followed.
So here we are, a fitting spot for the Olympic flame to bid farewell to Aberystwyth, a town many people still regard as the cultural capital of Wales as it heads north and to the ancient capital of Wales, Machynlleth.
Something that we'll never see again. It's a big thing for Aberystwyth to have it. I think it's been fantastic, really good for the town.
It's not every day you see the Olympic torch, is it? I think it's very important Aberystwyth to hold such an important event.
And so the convoy moved on, snaking its way through Bow Street, Talabont and Taliesin. There was a brief stop in Powys as the torch was carried through Machynlleth. The convoy then crossed the Dyfi River into Gwynedd, and after calling in Dolgellau, in Blaenau Ffestiniog, the torch was carried by Kevin Hamilton. A keen triathlete, Kevin was involved in a serious cycling accident 3 years ago and had to undergo several life-saving operations. From Blaenau, the torch made its way via steam train to Porthmadog in the company of 18-year-old Elin Owen, nominated for her hard work with the Earth.
Oh, it was amazing having the support of people behind me, having people that I don't know on the streets shouting, screaming. It's been amazing. Best experience ever.
In Porthmadog, the torch was handed to Ilan Davies, surely Wales's tallest torchbearer at 6 feet 7 inches. He was inspired by his dad Brian, who was paralysed playing rugby and was there to push on his son today.
The thing is, he didn't say, oh, well done you, I just, don't stop, keep going. Instead of saying, oh, well done you, oh, I'm proud of you. Why you stop, keep going, go on.
There was a quick stop in cricket where strict Olympic protocol was broken. Torchbearers aren't supposed to fly their national flags. The convoy then headed for the Llŷn Peninsula and Pwllheli, where the International Finn World Masters Championships have been taking place. And for one competitor who'll be representing the Czech Republic in the Games this summer, the torch's visit provided an opportunity to look ahead.
Sure, it's good if you're sailing in the water close to Weymouth, but next week we go back to Weymouth and here started this real preparation for the games.
As the torch made its way through the town, it was clear that sailing would have to take a back seat, because at that point the people of Pwllheli were only interested in one thing.
It's incredible, really, to actually see the Olympic torch, isn't it? It's just something we never thought we'd see.
Very excited. As you can see, they've got their Olympic outfits on. They've got their own torches, and it's a gorgeous day, and it's a pleasure to be in the Llŷn Peninsula.
It's such a privilege to know that so few people have been nominated and then chosen to do something so massive. I didn't realise either until the whole campaign started how big it actually would be.
Bontnewydd was the next destination before the torch made its way further north and into Caernarfon. Next week the town will host the Urdd Eisteddfod, but today it enjoyed playing its part in the torch relay. From here it's on to Felinheli and Bangor, where the arrival of a single flame will once again be cause for celebration.
And there certainly was a great atmosphere here in Caernarfon earlier today. A big day for the 84 torchbearers. Two of them join me now, Sasha Jones and her twin brother Leon, both of U17. Sasha, you carry the torch through Caernarfon.
Yes, once starting off on Penllyn Road, receiving the kiss, it was the best feeling, and the atmosphere was brilliant. And then going through the streets to the square where it was just packed with people, it was a really great turnout. I was quite surprised, overwhelmed, and it was just an amazing feeling to be able to represent the nation holding the torch.
Very well done to you both, and we did meet you guys in the run-up to the torch relay coming to Wales. We heard a bit about your story, pretty inspirational stuff.
Yes, well, I mean, I volunteer, I dance, I teach dancing 4 times a week, and Leon as well, he volunteers teaching basketball and sports, and I believe that I hope I've inspired a lot of people to continue participating in sports.
I'm sure you have. Leon, come on in, let's hear a bit about your story, because you were carrying the torch in Felinheli.
I started near Rowan, and as soon as I got off the bus I got mobbed by people. It was unbelievable. I think the whole village turned out to see it. Everyone was going, can I have another picture, can I have another picture? The police went out to push people out of the way to light the torch. Great stuff.
And, well, twins, your parents very proud of you, I know, and a family affair, a real family affair. You're going to have plenty to talk about tonight.
That's one way of saying it. 2 torches in the same household. Not many people have got that, have they?
They certainly have. Where are you going to put them?
Either side of the mantelpiece, I think. One either side.
So, Sasha, what were all your friends saying about it in the run-up to it, and what do you think they're going to be saying to it now? Have you had a chance to talk to some of them?
Well, some of them turned up today. I was really quite grateful that they came all the way from the Anglesey to come, and half of them, I still think they couldn't believe it. They were just like, no, she's just playing it on with us, and now that I think when I turn it tomorrow with the torch at the school, they'll just be overwhelmed, and I think they'll just finally believe me and just be really excited for me.
A great thing to take into school tomorrow. Well done to both of you. Well, the sunlight glinting on these torches here this evening in Caernarfon. We'll go back now to Thomas and Claire on the Vaynol estate.
Sean, as you know, the Olympic flame will end up in London on the 27th of July in time for the opening ceremony. One man hoping to be there is Gareth Evans from Holyhead. Tell us, explain to the people at home, why are you feeling ultra nervous tonight?
A bit nervous. Competed in my last qualifying event on Saturday. I'm just sitting tight at the moment waiting for a phone call to tell me if I'm going to London or not. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a good phone call very soon.
I bet you want to go and sit in a dark room and not speak to anybody and just watch the phone, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just sick nervous. It's I wish it was excited nervous, but...
Butterflies in the tummy and all of that.
Just a bit.
Well, Ray Williams, you're Gareth's coach. You know this weightlifting game. It's becoming a mecca weightlifting in Holyhead, where you're both based at the moment. What would it mean to have Gareth in London this summer?
It'll be the icing on the cake of a club that's been in existence for 40 years, and we've won gold, silver and bronze in the Commonwealth Games. And Gareth will just take it to another level, and the kids that will follow after, I think, will just sort of it'll be phenomenal for a small town.
You won bronze in the Commonwealth. Now let me...
Gold.
You won gold. I'm so sorry. But 1986?
1986.
I got that bit right.
Yeah.
You'll have to forgive me for that.
I will.
Gold. Well, I mean, what do you make of the relay coming around?
I think it's phenomenal, and I think sports really defines a nation, and Wales have come out en masse, and to see people smiling from all sort of age groups is brilliant, and I think Wales should stand up and be very proud of the torch, really.
And Gareth, we've been talking about the Olympics for many, many years now, but it's just days away. What does this all mean to you? Does it all bring it back to you, that it spurs you on to improve?
I mean, it's close. It's very close. The gym that I train in, we've got a clock up on the wall. It's a countdown clock, so every day I walk in and I see how many days, hours, minutes and seconds until the opening ceremony. To see all these people coming out as well to celebrate the torch coming around, it's just nice to see that everyone all around the country is getting involved in a home nations as well, in a home nations games. So.
Good luck. Go and check your phone.
Go and check the phone, absolutely. Tell me, have you heard of Eleanor Allen?
She's a shooter.
She is.
Yeah,
and I've got some news on her because I'm hoping you're joining her. Eleanor Allen from Newport, who is a shooter, as Gareth said, has become the 9th Welsh athlete to make Team GB. Good news today for our rower, Tom James. He won gold in the World Championships in Switzerland. Much more from the noisy Vaynol a little later, but first, Jamie Owen has the rest of the day's news.
Claire, thank you. Good evening. A midwife at Wales' largest hospital has been blamed for neglect after catastrophic mistakes led to the tragic death of a baby boy. Noah Tyler from Caerphilly should have lived a full and healthy life, according to the coroner, but an inquest heard he died at just 10 months old because of gross failures to provide basic medical attention at his birth. Nick Pallis reports.
Baby Joseph is just a week old, born 3 weeks early at the University Hospital of Wales last Monday. For mother Colleen, the joy of this birth was tainted by her previous experience at the same hospital last year, when her first baby, Noah, was born, brain damaged because of an error by hospital staff.
I just kept thinking about Noah and the fact that he was in distress during labour and nobody was there to save him.
The Tyler's first son, Noah, died after 10 months. An inquest heard today how he'd been deprived of blood and oxygen during the blundered birth.
Through the failings of one person, our little boy's not here anymore, and there's no good reason why he shouldn't be.
The care that we received was neglectful. I mean, it's the truth, otherwise Noah would be here, and I just think, you know, hopefully we can't have our little boy back, but hopefully from this, no other parents will have to go through what we did, because it's unimaginable.
The coroner for Cardiff and the Vale, Mary Hassell, said there was a gross failure to provide basic medical attention to Colleen Tyler and her unborn baby. Her narrative verdict concluded The baby Noah died of natural causes contributed to by neglect. Appropriate actions, he said, would have resulted in a baby that was born intact, without injury, and with a normal life expectancy.
During the inquest, midwife Julie Richards admitted making catastrophic errors, failing to take necessary action when Noah's heart rate was dangerously high. She went on to say, "I'll regret what happened for the rest of my life." The coroner said it was purely good fortune she wasn't considering 2 deaths, as hospital staff had also allowed Colleen Tyler's blood pressure to get dangerously high, which can lead to a potentially fatal condition called pre-eclampsia.
That just absolutely hit me like a ton of bricks. To be thinking that I could be here on my own, not with my wife or my new little boy, is just not worth thinking about.
In a statement, Cardiff and Vale University Health Board apologised to the Tylers and say they've thoroughly investigated what happened in this tragic case and taken a number of clear and decisive actions, including dismissing the midwife involved. The Tylers are now suing the hospital for negligence.
Tributes have been paid to a charismatic Royal Welsh officer who was killed when his vehicle was blown up by a bomb in Afghanistan's Helmand province. 29-year-old Captain Stephen Healy from Cardiff was an apprentice at Swansea City Football Club before he joined the army.
A brilliant army officer and a truly outstanding individual. Just 2 of the tributes to Stephen Healy. He was killed when the patrol vehicle he was travelling in was hit by an improvised explosive device. He joined the army in 2007 before being commissioned into the 1st Battalion, the Royal Welsh, a year later. 2 years ago, he'd survived a similar attack in Afghanistan. Today, his commanding officer said he was one of the most charismatic and professional leaders any of us will have the privilege of serving with. Before joining the army, Stephen Healy had been a promising footballer, playing semi-professionally for a number of clubs in South Wales, including Llanelli. He also had an apprenticeship with Swansea City. But after suffering a number of injuries, he went to Swansea University. Even without A-levels, he was accepted to study sports science. He also did a lot for charity. Earlier this year, he organised an event where soldiers walked blindfolded from the barracks in Chester to Llandudno to raise money for blind and partially sighted ex-servicemen and women.
He did all this charity work for us, over and above his duties as, first of all, a lieutenant, then a captain in the Royal Welsh. I met him several times. He was a hugely charismatic man, very impressive young man, and it's a very sad loss.
His family have said Stephen was all you could wish for in a son, brother, uncle and friend. He managed to do more in his 30 years than most people do in a lifetime. His girlfriend Thea said he was her everything. Now he rests in peace. He was living the life he wanted to with his men.
Wholesalers which supply food to restaurants, takeaways and canteens are going to become part of the Welsh Government's Scores on the Doors Hygiene's rating scheme. From next year, those companies which supply food outlets will be compelled to be part of the same system which already grades restaurants with a rating of between 0 and 5. 2 men from Frill have been convicted of the murder of a delivery driver in Denbighshire. Gabor Sarkozy from Hungary worked from the Happy Garden takeaway in Melodon near Prestatyn. The court had heard how he was punched, kicked and stamped on by James Syrie and his uncle Gary Bland in an unprovoked attack. They'll be sentenced tomorrow. Many town centres have gone past the point of no return unless we come up with imaginative ways to save them. That was the view expressed today by an organisation bringing together all those who are trying to regenerate town centres across Wales. It was launched in Bangor near Caerphilly, where our business correspondent Nick Savini joins us tonight. Nick.
Jamie, last year the retail expert Mary Portas published a review in which she said that the future of town centres had to lie in areas like Bangor offering more than just shops. And what we had today was in effect a Welsh response to that with the launch here in the town of something called the Small Towns Network. And everyone very much agreed with that view that towns like Bangor have to offer things like creches, drop-in centres, even things like gyms to try to bring people back into our town centres. Well, let's discuss some of the ideas that came out today. First of all, with Peter Collins from the Chamber of Trade.
Hi there.
Hi, Peter. What do you think about this idea that a town like Bangor really has to be more than just shops?
Well, yes. I mean, we need to attract people in. Footfall is the key word, and the more people that come into town, the more chance we get for those to come into our shops and spend money. Because they all come into town with money, whether they come in to look at the new library or whatever it is. So we have to go as far as we can to attract these customers in.
Okay.
And we are going in that direction.
That retail term, footfall, essentially meaning numbers of people coming into the town centre. Roger Tanner is a planner from the planning side of things, and Roger, the launch was at a converted chapel here in the town centre, now a library and a cafe, etc. Do you agree with this view that it has to be more than the retail offering?
Yeah, it certainly does, because retail is changing across the world, and more people are buying things on the internet or on these out-of-town mega stores and big city centres. So small towns have got to adapt, and the future for the more tall towns is making themselves more interesting, more vibrant, more lively, and interesting places to be in. So we're not just doing things like the library, turning old buildings to new uses, but we're going on to get a cinema into the town, and we're creating civic spaces where you can have events.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. We've run out of time. Interesting. So, Jamie, from Bangor Town Centre, on an issue people feel very passionately about the future of their town centres. Back to you.
Nick, thank you. Rugby and the Ospreys have been given 2 months to sort out their debts with HM Revenue and Customs following the adjournment of a winding up order at the High Court. The team arrived back today from Dublin after clinching the Pro 12 league title with a dramatic victory over Leinster. Here's our sports correspondent, Ashley Krauser.
The need to wear sunglasses indoors tells its own story. It was quite a party in Dublin last night. The Ospreys flew back to Wales after celebrating their Pro 12 title, a season full of upheaval, ending in the best possible way.
There's a lot of stuff said about us, and you know, with John and Sean leaving, but Tanya's come in and with Griff and done a hell of a job, and no, it's a nice thing to do, because you know we worked pretty hard, and you know you don't want to take quite a bit of flack, but you know we've pulled through now in the end.
It was a classic final. Leinster, the European champions, getting themselves a lead, but unable to pull away, even though the Ospreys served them up this gift on a plate. In the second half, the Ospreys matched their illustrious opponents stride for stride. Young centre Ashley Beck showing why he could have a big part to play for Wales on their tour to Australia. And even when Leinster scored in the final quarter, getting themselves 2 scores in front, the Ospreys didn't panic. This team has got character, and match winners too. Shane Williams had scored in the dying moments of his last international, a feat he repeated in his final club game as well. But with this try, he also delivered a trophy, thanks to Dan Biggar's nerveless touchline conversion. Shane's still got one more match left for the Barbarians against Wales on Saturday, but his club teammates are the ones he's really going to miss.
It's been a tough week knowing that, you know, finally it is in concrete that I'm not going to be playing with the guys anymore. But yeah, you know, I'm fit. Luckily, thank God, touch wood, I didn't have many injuries during the game, and I'll be fit for training tomorrow, and I'll be hopefully playing in the squad for the Welsh game.
Most of the squad will now be joining up with Wales for the Barbars game and tour to Australia. They'll hope the winning feeling goes with them.
Well, let's return to the Veynon estate now, where the Olympic flame finishes its journey in just a few moments. I hope we're in time. Here's Thomas and Claire again.
Jamie, your timing is perfect.
It's here. Here it is. Bryn is coming in now in his white tracksuit, carrying the flame. This is what the thousands of people have been waiting for. Making his way to the stage. I caught up with him at the house a little earlier as he put his tracksuit on. And here's what he told me about this moment, what he felt.
We're in North Wales. This is, you know, where I come from, and I had the phone call in New York. I was thinking, I'm not doing anything with the Olympics, maybe a concert with the Royal Opera House when I do an opera during the Olympics. So I'm hoping I'll get a couple of tickets, maybe for the 100 meters. Anyway, but no, I was doing one of the kisses,
Kisses, yes.
in this main street in Bangor, from the clock tower up to Popty Street. And then this morning they rang me, can you light the cauldron on the stage as well? Somebody must have cancelled, you know.
No.
I'm plan B, but I'm very happy to be plan B, I tell you.
They wanted you all along. How do you feel about doing it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I looked at the mottos about a month ago, and it's about sports, of course, education, but culture. So maybe that's the thing that dangled that carrot in front of me. You know, music is always a part of any opening ceremony or closing ceremony. When I watch the Olympics, I cry. I become such an emotional wreck. I don't know, it's about people succeeding, maybe. And hopefully it'll bring something to this location as well.
Well, I'm not sure he's ever quite experienced anything like that. He sang here many times in his musical festival, had it here for almost a decade. But I imagine that was quite a little different. The amount of people that were just throwing themselves towards the stage when it arrived.
As soon as he appeared, we had that burst of enthusiasm from the crowd, and then this met with a wall of noise as they lit the cauldron. Fantastic atmosphere here. And I'm introducing you now to Benaz, who has got the weather forecast for us. It's been a beautiful day today, basking in glorious sunshine. Benaz, is it going to continue?
Yes, it is, but that was very emotional. It's very difficult now to focus on the weather, but I'll do my best. It's been a beautiful day across much of Wales today. The trend is for the next couple of days for the weather to become less warm, but still it is looking fairly decent into the weekend. Now, the tour tomorrow will start off in Beaumaris, make its way to Colwyn Bay. It will be cloudy first thing in the morning, but as we go through the day, it will start to brighten up, and by the evening going off into Chester. We're not doing too bad tomorrow at all. It should be largely a dry story. But onto the headline, it is going to be bright spells rather than wall-to-wall sunshine from the word go tomorrow. First thing in the morning, it is cloudy. We've got some mist and fog around, a lot of low-level cloud, perhaps the odd spot of drizzle along the coast. But tonight, we have got quite a bit of cloud making its way in from the west as we go through the evening, but it shouldn't be as humid as the last few nights. Temperatures ranging between 10 to 12 Celsius. The winds are light and some lovely sunshine to end the day. The pressure chart for tomorrow showing an area of high pressure still in charge of our weather, but we have got a cold front making its way southwards, and that's what's going to make things a little bit more unsettled as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. But first thing tomorrow morning, cloudy, some mist and fog around first thing in the morning, but as we go through the day, we'll start to brighten up. The cloud and the fog burning back to coastal areas. There is a risk of the odd shower along parts of the marches and also along the southeast, but for the majority of us, it is another beautiful day. As we go through the day, again, we will see the clouds thickening up by the afternoon. Top temperatures tomorrow reaching a high of 24 Celsius, and the winds remaining light tomorrow as well. So tomorrow evening, a pretty similar story to today. As we go through the evening, we will see more cloud coming in mist and the fog. Temperatures still in double figures, so still relatively mild. But then on Wednesday, we'll see the real change. Heavier showers, thundery at times, but then fewer showers by Thursday, and looking good for the Jubilee weekend. It will be less warm, but 18 Celsius temperatures where they should be for this time of year. Tomorrow I'm heading up to Snowdon. I'm looking forward to it. It's my first visit there, and the torch is going there too, so I'm very excited about it, Claire.
We're all excited about that. Benny, thank you very much indeed. Well, they're still on the stage at the moment. You can still, the flames still lit. Let me quickly introduce you to Andrew, who ran in Porthmadog today. How was that?
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Unreal, second to best to marry my wife. I've got to say that.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Well, it leaves Beaumaris in the morning.
It does. We'll see you tomorrow.
For now.